New York Mayor Eric Adams says he is ending his bid for re-election. He made the announcement just a short time ago. Adams had been campaigning as an independent and was running well behind in most polls. Now, former Governor Andrew Cuomo, who's also running for mayor as an independent, praised Adams for putting the well-being of the city first. For more on this, we have CNN's Gloria Pazmino. Gloria, what can you tell us about this perhaps not so surprising breaking news, but still stunning nonetheless?
Yeah, over the last several weeks, Danny, we had been wondering whether or not this was going to happen. Eric Adams had been under a lot of public pressure, frankly, including from many of the city's business leaders and real estate leaders to drop out of the campaign and the race for mayor because he'd been polling so poorly. And there was really just the numbers suggested that he was not going to be able to get ahead. Now, all of this is because Democratic mayoral nominee Zohran Mamdani, who won the primary, has continued to grow his support according to the most recent round of polling, and Eric Adams had been unable to essentially catch fire. Over the last several weeks, we heard a mayor that was essentially blaming the media and the coverage of his administration for his inability to raise campaign funds, saying that he was having a hard time mounting a campaign because he could not raise the money as a result, according to him, of the negative coverage. In the video announcement, which he posted to X just a short while ago, the mayor talked about many of his administration's accomplishments, talking about the fact that when he took office, New York City was just coming out of the COVID-19 pandemic. He talked about the fact that there is a record low number of shootings and homicides right now. The city is the safest it has ever been, but he said that he could not continue to run for re-election. Take a listen.
I cannot continue my re-election campaign. The constant media speculation about my future and the campaign finance board's decision to withhold millions of dollars have undermined my ability to raise the funds needed for a serious campaign.
Now, Danny, I just want to talk about a little bit of the symbolism that we're seeing on that video. The mayor is sitting on the steps of Gracie Mansion, the inside of Gracie Mansion, the steps that lead up to the private residence where he's been living over the past 3.5, almost 4 years. And next to him is a picture of his mother. And this is a very significant sort of visual tool that Mayor Adams has used over and over in the last few years. And he does this when he's trying to talk about his story, right? A kid that came up in Brooklyn, a young man who grew up to become a police captain, someone who eventually got elected to local politics here in New York City, who spent a lot of his political life talking about criminal justice reform and reforming the police because he himself was abused by police officers when he was a young man. This was all part of his campaign that eventually led him to become mayor nearly 4 years ago, the city's second black mayor. So there's certainly a lot of symbolism behind the video that the mayor posted just a short while ago. Of course, now the question is whether or not this is going to make any difference to a race where the Democratic nominee, Mamdani, is dominating so strongly in the polling, and whether or not it's going to help Andrew Cuomo, and whether or not the support is going to coalesce behind Cuomo. We are getting a little bit of reaction from the former governor. He put out a statement just a short while ago praising Eric Adams for his decision, saying that he was putting the city ahead of his own ambitions. He also talked about his story, calling it undeniably one of resilience and a testament to the spirit of New York City. Those are very kind words from the former governor, who in the last few weeks has been sparring with Eric Adams and mounting pressure for him to get out. Danny?
This mayor's race just keeps getting more fascinating. All right, Gloria Pazmino, thank you so much for that reporting.